Cronk ni Iri La, which is Manx for Hill of the Rising Day, looks down on a scene it has witnessed for centuries. One of the fishing boats, called Nicky's, is returning home to the Isle of Man with the morning's catch. Real men of the sea, these Manxmen are, living as they do on an island where no place is more than 6 miles from the lapping of the waves. And it's from the sea that they draw their living, as their fathers and grandfathers did before them. The ocean that brings the fishermen their livelihood has made the Isle of Man the holiday-maker's dream. Like thousands of other families, the Barkers have left work and worry behind across those miles of water. No office for Dad, no housework for Mum, no school for little Sheila or young David, and as for big sister Tessa and her boyfriend Charlie, there are plenty of quiet spots for them to explore alone, while the others go off to take a look over the places they've been reading up in the guidebooks. Sheila and David wonder if they'll see the big black spaniel whose spirit is supposed to haunt the ruins of Peel Castle, or the ghost of Captain Edward Christian, who died in prison here, a relative of Fletcher Christian, who led the mutiny on the Bounty. An old Manx fisherman, who's become Peel's unofficial weather forecaster, spends his time telling visitors it's going to be a fine day. That's a pretty safe bet in the holiday season. Dad's promised the youngsters a treat. He's going to take them over the kippering works to see how the herrings they saw being brought in at the harbour are turned into fat, juicy kippers. One of the girls offers to let little Sheila have a try, but Mum doesn't want to spend her holiday washing fishy clothes, so they pass on to where the herrings, after being cleaned, are got ready for smoking. Let other people boast that their kippers are the best. The Manx folk know that theirs are the ones to make your mouth water. The secret's in the smoke from a fire of real oak chips. And meanwhile, Tessa and Charlie have discovered the old water wheel called the Laxey wheel, marked with the famous Manx symbol. But they can't stop long. They've a hard walk ahead of them before they reach Snaefell, the highest point on the island. Good job they came alone. Poor Dad would soon have been out of breath if he'd tried to climb up here, and Mum and the kids would have wanted to take the mountain railway. And now they're nearly at the top, looking down on a view that's even better than the pictures they've seen. Charlie wants another snap to add to his holiday collection. When they're back home, they'll often look through those photographs to remind them of the best holiday they've ever had. They seem to have the whole place to themselves, and that's how it should be, just the two of them together. They're almost disappointed when they find someone else there before them, but they're soon glad they met old Mr Brightson. It's his birthday, the day of the year when he always climbs to the top of Snaefell. Here, more than 2,000 feet up, they can look out over 4 countries: the coast of Scotland from the Mull of Galloway to Solway Firth, the hills of Cumberland, the mountains of Mourne in Ireland, and Snowdon in Wales. Far down below, on the road that winds its way along the coast, the little electric train is taking a load of trippers to Ramsey. The rest of the Barker family are aboard, taking things easy, as they look out at the sea which plays hide and seek with the road all the way. At last they come in sight of Ramsey Bay, with the the long Queen's Pier, behind which stands Ramsey Town. While Mum and the kids rest on the beach, Dad takes a look at Ramsey Golf Course and thinks about the wonderful game he could have. But no, he's promised to be a good husband this year. Let's see, where is he on the map? Here's Ramsey. Tessa and Charlie are taking their bearings too. They've reached the plains of heaven, where you can spend a whole day never seeing another person to disturb the peace of the countryside. Coming down from the plains, they decide to have a look round the little town of Kirkmichael, with its quaint old whitewashed houses, and from there to the village of Bala to see the lovely old church. Dad points out the spot they've reached, Port Eyre, once a great fishing centre, now famous for its sands. All the sand a youngster could want. But Tessa and her boyfriend have got the urge to explore again. They go off to find Cregneash, the quaint old village which has produced so many Isle of Man steam packet captains. They can't let such a lovely old cottage go unvisited. Besides, they've found everyone so kind that they're sure of a welcome. The cottage is as full of character as the friendly Manx woman who's so proud of her possessions. She shows them some old relics of the island that she treasures. Charlie's interested in a pair of Manx slippers. Tessa's taken with the old spinning wheel on which past generations of Manx women have spun the wool from the island sheep. They could spend all day looking at the old world relics, but they want to get in a visit to the Calf of Man, with its dangerous reefs, through which treacherous currents boil and surge up the Sound. At Tinwall Hill, Dad is told a proud moment in recent Manx history. For the first time, a King of England with his Queen attended a meeting of Tinwald, the ancient Manx Parliament, an age-old ceremony which has continued largely unchanged since the times of the Vikings. How proud the Manx folk were as their majesties took their place among their loyal citizens. The ancient clock at Castle Rushen, presented by Queen Elizabeth, looked down on scenes of enthusiasm, such as it had rarely witnessed in its long history. Castle Rushen, ancient home of the kings of Man. The last was Magnus, who died there 600 years ago. This interests our holidaymakers as much as it interested their majesties. The quaint sundial, the clock with its one hand, have seen history made beneath these walls. At Castletown, Tessa and Charlie have discovered the old government buildings of the Lords of Man and the ancient House of Keys near the castle gate, looking over the sea that laps the island. It's a holiday to remember, but out of all her impressions, Tessa remembers most that last night, dancing in one of Douglas's magnificent ballrooms. And now it's time to be saying goodbye to the island, with many happy memories to be treasured and talked over when they get home. There are memories enough for all of them. Until next year, when they'll be saying hello again to the Isle of Man, the Isle of Beauty.